In this tutorial, I will show you how to make the cutest dress that can either be made as a cute summer mini dress or a maxi dress. In this video, I will go through each step of the written instructions, but I would recommend to keep the written instructions next to you as we're sewing. So to start, print out your pattern and cut out your pattern pieces. You can find the pattern in the link in the description. To start, I will put together the bust pieces, right sides facing each other. And pin it together at the top. Then you can put it through your sewing machine. And then we'll cut some slits into the seam allowance to make it easier to fold over the curved hem. Then I will take it to my iron and fold the seam so now the fabric's right side is facing myself. Do this to both pieces. And remember that if your lining piece is a different type of fabric, these two pieces should be mirrored. In the next step, we're going to be gathering the bottom. So leave long thread tails and do not backstitch. You can also slightly increase the stitch length on your machine to make it easier to gather the fabric. Then I will try to find the bobbin thread, which is the thread coming from the bottom of your machine. This thread is typically easier to use when gathering fabric. And after we have created the bodice, I will know how much to gather the fabric. So do this to both pieces and then put it away for now. In the next step, we're going to be marking the darts. So mark the darts on your front and back piece on the wrong side. And the back piece darts are optional, but I would recommend to draw them in just in case. In the next step, we're going to be sewing the dart. So pin it together. And I'm using my pins as a guide to make sure that it's the same on the front and the back. And you will see when we sew it that I'm going from the edge of the fabric inwards, and I'm not backstitching when we reach the peak of the dart. Instead, I'm making a knot, and this helps so the peak of the dart is not too bulky. You can also backstitch if that's easier, but I would recommend to make a knot instead. Then after I've made both darts on the front piece, I am ironing it. And now I'm doing the same to my back piece. So I'm using my pins as a guide to make sure it matches up. And putting it through my sewing machine without backstitching. Instead, I'm making knots so the peak of the dart isn't too bulky. But feel free to backstitch if that is easier for you. Then once I've made both of the darts on the back, I'm taking it to my iron, and I prefer to iron my darts outwards. Then in the next step, you can get out your bust pieces, and then we will attach the bust piece to the front bodice piece, right sides facing each other. If you need to, you can gather the fabric a bit more or give it a bit more ease. Preferably, we don't want the gathers spread out too much, but concentrated towards the middle. And then you can put it through your sewing machine. If your fabric tends to fray, you can also sew a zigzag stitch. In the next step, we will make the strap for the tie back. So pin the strap piece together, right sides facing each other. And here I will use a bit of a different method. So I will put my folded fabric side on the right and my raw hem on the left, which is opposite to what we usually do. And I will use the seam allowance guide to make sure that my strap is 1 centimeter wide. Then I will cut off the excess seam allowance. And then I will turn the strap on the right side with a safety pin and a loop turner hook. If you don't have a loop turner hook, that is also fine. It just makes it a bit easier, but using only a safety pin is also perfectly okay. And then once I've done that to both pieces, I will take them to my ironing board and give them a press. In the next step, I will prepare the bias tape. So fold each side inwards towards the middle. To make the bias tape, I like to use this little TikTok hack where I put pins in my ironing board and then I can just pull the fabric through. It's important when you cut the bias tape that you cut it on the diagonal of the fabric, and this makes it more flexible. So do this to all of the bias tape pieces. And in the next step, we will add bias tape to the upper part of the back. So attach the right side of the bias tape to the wrong side of your back piece. Pin it in place. And then put it through your sewing machine. Then to make it easier to fold over, I will cut some of the excess seam allowance and cut slits into the seam allowance as well. Then you can fold the bias tape over so it conceals the raw hem on the right side of the fabric. And put it through your sewing machine. And I like to have my needle on the left side because I think this makes it easier to see. Then in the next step, we're going to be attaching the straps and the armhole bias tape. So put your front and back piece, like in the video, wrong sides facing upwards, and attach the right side of the bias tape to the wrong side of the fabric. And make sure it doesn't get twisted when you put it on the other piece. Then you can put it through your sewing machine. And then I will cut some of the excess seam allowance like we did before, and cut some slits also into the seam allowance. And this will make it easier to fold over. And make sure you do this to both sides. Then I will fold the bias tape over on the right side, concealing the raw hem. And I will also fold the strap in half and pin this in place. and then you can put it through your sewing machine. And again, I like to have my needle on the left side because I think this is easier to see. And I would recommend also trying this out because it may also be easier for you. Then do this to both sides, and then I will take it to my iron. Then in the next step, we're going to be attaching the front and the back, and I will do this with a French seam. So pin together the front and the back, wrong sides facing each other, right side facing yourself. Pin it in place, and remember to add the strap as you're pinning it in place. I'm adding mine right at the seam, but depending on the look that you prefer, you can insert it 1 inch above or below the seam. Then I'm pinning it all the way down and putting it through my sewing machine. Then I will cut some of the excess seam allowance. And once I've done that to both sides, I will turn the dress on the wrong side. Then I'm just pinching out the seam that I just made and pinning this in place. And this will conceal the raw hem and give a very clean finish on both the outside and the inside. Then I'll put it through my sewing machine and make sure you do this to both sides. Then I'm just giving the seams a press. I am ironing the seams forward because we will be using the strap and pulling this backwards. So make sure to be mindful of the way that your seams are facing. Then in the last step, I will be hemming the bottom. So I'm just folding this twice towards the wrong side, concealing the raw hem. And then I'll put that through my sewing machine. Then I will take the dress to my ironing board and give the hem and the dress a final press. And we are done! Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I will see you in the next one.